My friend from college. We were best friends and inseparable. We had so many great memories, could talk about anything, did pretty much everything together. It was mutual on both ends. We never fought, and I was under the impression everything was good. I think that's why it came as such a huge shock. After we graduated, she just stopped answering my calls, texts, messages on Facebook. She would just heart it and not reply. I was crushed. I had sent her a message on Facebook and asked if I had done anything or said anything wrong, and if I did, definitely not intentional because I've always cared for her. No response. It went like this for 7 years. It honestly broke my heart. I kept replaying everything in my head to try to see if there was something could have been misunderstood. Did I say something unknowingly? I was heartbroken, felt abandoned, and the worst part was not knowing or being given an answer. After 7 years, one of our mutual friends who she was still in touch with gave me her new number. So I reached out and said, "Hey, just wanted you to know you've been missed. If I said or did anything unknowingly, I'm sorry." She said, "Oh, you know how technology is. So many people have said they have tried to reach me, but I wasn't getting any of the messages." Yet she was hearting them. Now, for the past few months, she's been going about as if this never happened and has been buddy-buddy. I'm happy she's back in my life, but I'm starting to realize, no, this was not cool. You don't just walk out of someone's life for 7 years, chalk it up to technology, and then act like we're all good. It's hard because I love her and want to be friends, but I'm like, is she just going to walk out again for 7 years with no explanation and some bogus excuse? I'm still hurt because I don't feel like I've gotten a real answer, and hey, she was still in touch with our mutual friends for all those years. A few of them ended up having a fallout with her in the past year. And then she needed me and started writing back because she didn't have her other friends, and I'm starting to realize that maybe that's not a real friend. I thought about just being like, look, technology was working just fine when you were talking/hanging out with our other friends, like spill. What's the real reason you stopped talking to me? Because you know what, that shit hurt. What are your thoughts on this? Could use some solid advice. Should I just block her and move on with my life? I don't know what to do. Relevant comments. Vegas Solo. Personally, I would confront her, and after she answered, I would tell her that I didn't want to be friends anymore. OP, right? Because I'm genuinely pretty hurt. I'm like, you ghost me for 7 years with no explanation, and when I tried to communicate to see if I unknowingly did something, she just wouldn't reply. And all these years later, she's all buddy-buddy and acting like it never happened, and it's been all good this whole time. Her excuse doesn't sit well with me. It's like, look, just be real, because right now it feels like I'm not appreciated or valued to just drop me like that, and then pick me up again after she had a fallout with a few of our other friends. Opie added this in the comments. Thanks for this response, Redheart. What hurt the most was that she was actively engaging/hanging out with our other friends she wasn't even that close to before. She even flew out to see them. So it hurt that I felt singled out when I honestly can't think of what I could have done to just be cut out. Like no response, nothing, until she had no one else anymore. Update October 28th, 2024. Update. A few days ago, I posted about how my college best friend ghosted me for 8 years. Edit. Opie rehashed the original post, so I edited it out. The answer didn't sit well with me, but I was honestly happy to finally get a response after 8 years. We've been catching up for the past few months, but if I'm honest, the answer seemed like BS. So some fellow Redditors on Moment recommended just cutting her off, and some said to confront her straight on. Update. So I confronted her, and she said the truth was one of our mutual friends was in her ear feeding her lies/gossip about me, and after 8 years she realized that that girl wasn't a true friend and that everything she said about people was a lie and that she wasn't a good person. I'm not sure how to respond. A part of me is like, we were best friends. You know me, my heart, and you believe a friend. Ghost me with no explanation, no response for 8 years over a lie? I guess I just wish she would have been open to hearing my side. As best friends, had it been the other way around, I would have been like, hey, this was said and I just wanted to run it by you. She didn't even care to hear my side and found out 8 years too late that none of it was true because that friend starting doing that to her too. A part of me is heartbroken that a lie took away 8 years of friendship. Another part of me is like, dude, not even a response or even trying to hear my side. Is she going to do this again? I already have gone through abandonment with my dad, as she knows, and going through this when it's hard to let people in. I trusted her, let her in, and it honestly crushed me. Being ignored and not knowing why hurts. I'm not sure what to do. Do I cut her off? I'm not sure if it'll ever be the same. I'm just appalled that she dropped me over BS gossip without even hearing my side. 8 years has gone by and I'm just... What would you do? And if anyone has gone through something similar, would love to hear. Relevant comments. Lovely Danny 20. Something kinda like this happened to me. We were best friends from childhood through our early-ish 20s. She cut me off for 4 years, right when I got married. When she started contacting me again, she claimed she had ghosted me because of her bad mental health. Except she didn't really consider my mental health. She was supposed to be a bridesmaid, and instead she ghosted. She also never even reached out when I had my first child. When she tried to rekindle things, I listened to her whole story and didn't interrupt. She said she realized I was one of the best friends she had and blah blah blah. But at the end I said, I can't be friends with anyone who would betray me like that, and that was it. I've never spoken to her or really thought about her since. Opie, that part. She didn't consider your mental health? That hit. It took a mental toll on me for years just not knowing. Replaying our last interactions, I fell into depression for a bit and felt so hurt / betrayed / abandoned with not even an explanation for 8 years. And she said the same thing to me, that she realized I was her truest friends. It's like, oh how convenient. After all these years, not that you're alone. FGN 15. In your shoes, you can choose the level of your relationship. You don't have to jump straight back to besties. You can be acquaintances first. She doesn't have a right to your time or friendship and honestly has a boatload of work to do to demonstrate a change of heart. If you discover that she's put in the work to make real changes in herself, I'd think that might be a green light to slowly proceed beyond acquaintances. But, honestly, having had a dear friend ghost me in a similar way, and having fewer fucks to give, I hope her life is good, but stay away from me. I don't need that kind of friendship. Opie, I kind of feel like she came back because she has no more friends. She's dropped some, and some have dropped her recently. Op made a final resolution in the comments. Ever think just something stupid? I wouldn't be able to trust someone after they did that. You deserve better. Opie, I agree. Thank you all for your input. I ended up telling her I didn't want to move forward in being friends. Then blocked her.